Nimbula vinaka malevu na siama mai en nonta veitalanoa en yakavi vinaka ni sikini kona nonta vanga ni siama tikumekina sangol chikani vikemni na vaka mbula en singa moniti na ikatini kaona ni singa ni bulome ni ambaki ronon tolu rosang bul koronta marau en singa vinaka ni kua ni siama tikumai endo na nonta hulangi tokai ka seletu na nona ngauna weekend na kavingo me mai talanoa tu weekend na buku ni nona tauri vola en vida na singa sa utingo o klani bunga weekend ni sarapa tiko na nona tauri na nona koroni buku en Univesiti Ni Ceva ni Pasifika me Laucala ya na nona mai talanoa weekend o kwani kuae koti kwa saranga me na Kalougata en tika ni awongo me mai viva ka ungeti weekend en kabi na ni kuan ni bula binaka na bunota bangau ni siama tikumekina sangol tiku ni ngona wakambula veke unika sara mena tik butaka na nonda veitalanoa na bongi binaka di kua and na ronga mate ndo na sere Totoka na sere ngo indingi tak saranga na nonda turanga bulan tokai ni kua me langati saranga na sere ngo ni tukuno kwa na sere ngo tarai kwa bakalivu and nona bula ni nona Sasaga tikumai na nona vuli Sotava levu na dredre wunga weekend and kila ni lutu baka tolu na nona bitarun ni fomu sianga baka tu ni alo leilai Sasaga tiko ngakwe merawata na kayangan reba merawata kasa merawata en mo ni madao siki o tingango dan na ronga saram tango na sere na namatani viva awa baka waleta marotaki ni langata weekend na turangan ita turangan ni namara mai Tailevu o sakiusa mbuli doko nakabaka levu na nomni siama mai
nama tani viva awa vaka waleta ka uli utae matanga na vaka veivu tuni nimbeyanra rede kala sa senga tare niukune rawa isalena una monile sutale mai meu mai vuli tale vakala memela ela kiroro no mai sa move nawe kanu ya loai awa vuli tiko ena kena una dina awa vaka wele wele molikina kita batama mi usasi dia rai ukisa tomo kana buina isalenga una monile sutale mai meu mai vuli tale vakala nando mo memela ela kiroro no mai sa modena we kamu ya loai Kiroro mai sa modena we kanu ya loai au sana mai ola tuna nola tanga me vakana o seni sediara au nanu male sunanu matani viva sara uti nanu alia isalenga una monile sutale mai vaka lai lai. Nando mo memela ela kiro romo mai sa mode na weka nguyalo ai. Nando mo memela ela kiro romo mai sa mode na weka nguyalo ai. Nando mo memela ela kiro romo mai sa mode na weka nguyalo ai.
Sarong binakandira na serya na sere ni seku sambuli doko na sere na namatani viva au vaka wale taka nimbula binaka na wale usara na mnisema mai na sigu binaka ni kuwa tale na nona bangalal tiko mai na nonda turanga bulang dokai bulang sureti oni sarete tiko na nona posta sa vaka wabu tiko yani na vibuno kede na bese burubura oni bitar mai to all of you logging in from all over the world, to our non-Fijian language speakers, welcoming you to this very special Talanoa session. And it is one of our Motivational Monday Talanoa session. And we're so grateful that Sikeli Ravuvu is able to be available today to come in and share his story to all of us. Na nona Talanoa, tarai kenda, na buku ni Dabeca Sotava, ia mena na mbita sarang ko bikoy mena bakang bula mande bikem ni na barong tukumay. Turanga naita Sikeli Ravuvu ni mbula binaka.
Bula binaka nita ni sam bula binaka.
So baka dapat tunan raki na tigin ngonong go meneses bakarang.
Kata-kata na singa pagwang ko batay. Ya sa wangan andak mana sarai.
Dina sana, dina Totoko. Isa, taraka na lebu ni nonra marau na wewekan ni na sing binaka ni kuwe na nonra. Baka na mata tikumay na nonra bitan no. Baka pula manta. Weira na nomitoka ni so na we komunital nga era sema tikumingo na nonra bitalan.
Isa beba bulut ngan gorto mi vale my 87 na campus street. We so kimno na ngono vuli woti na University Ni Pacifica. Werto na sarang ngono vuli mana matua kimna time te kyo beka kimna doniau ngono se vuli kimna mai maton kwa tolu fomu ono ba tolu porque kimna vuli bakki arang ko sa from vitu na 2017 abendongan nunggu shout out nga virto na manu family manu Islandi Nakorosule anunda my first landing ko nga yaw abe mun tertolong na yaw terkin ngo ita mo babuna tiko I would like to thank you for availing your time. It was all meant to be God's plan. When you mentioned to me earlier that your laptop was playing up and updating the software, and Zoom updating it itself, I think it was God's plan. So thank you so much for having me.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. Nakabaklevu turangan naitan di na saranga bikim ni na barong tikumay ya bibeta pero balele nung gumona libo-libo ba madal tak chikubi nung turanga nita ni roto beka ni dona yawa na kena Sasaga tiko na nung Zoom app me update na kena na ba pertania ngon saranga me ya ba bal kin min donu binakatu sa adur tu mana turanga nonto bulan to kai me may tikabuna na bitan longo re sa kanela wandi nga me bakana ka ni waseti kumay talita ka bakalebu nita na namudili taka na serya na namatani viva awa baka wale taka ada man de bakabuna mo tanding takin na serya nita ni semberan yo na pamatal tikim ni man
Naka ono was wat tartanya but so many viewers they might not understand the Itoke dialect but ano pa sila tartanya, just to make it general for everyone to understand. The reason why I chose namatani viva, palit nangunilyo, sibero niyo rota na kai, nangun sa dabawal wel kinaw, nangun dabawal wel manito bali. Ando bawal wel ya bino takinar do pande manyo bali ko, ang bunuta. Yan do I take advantage. It came to a point that song caught up to me. I made sure that whatever I did, kaya baka man sultan na total na chance mo ni bultale, I will make it. So before hearing that song, wakando demotivated kiawe, do taro swim it touches the heart because you always have to feel that a particular lyric to that song is really mind blowing. I mean, not mind blowing, but it's really it makes you think, and you have this feeling that reciprocates a lot in your head. But the two na one gina molivuli kile Paulo el taka. The dokair nangasilio, tu na one molivuli le kambangwawa. Tele obas right bavuki. So so I want to get angeli bultar matua. I make sure that there has to be something at the end. Obstacle I face back then. We'll go into further detail. So with that.
Sa totoo na wale ni ding ta kana sere tari kenda saranga nanonda bakando na matini viva da vaka wale takanda kila na matini viva katali utali me da marro yango baka me da galim bitu ena lomani baini buaka se baka toto batai chikana sere na ka bakanda mbeva benak baka libu na mo ding ta kana sere tari saranga baka libu na ungar barong tu kumini kwa ya neta pang madal tekem ni manta na nomuni koro nomuni korni vasu kena bunua onyaso sumekena
benak na rango Sikeli Ravuvu au nangoni ni Naitasiri Nakorosule vasu ngai Maumi kina Bau Tailevu au substituiu sudu sustunga 93 Dalby Road dombola kim do 93 Dalby Road kita sama tuk tal nandera may magbul place taman kita sa chik sarango kita mampula dombola may lakam besidot ke memburat street na buron dolak kinoyang dombola
sa totoo ba ko tilele usaranga rasa mo chukumengo lewera nanumike munye nomni susu ta kipatamai so talanga nomni ngas ni vuli era bakumbula tal chukumengo ndo bero Mrs. Vika sabu tukun chunga mongo kwa na nona nomike munye may super grandma tukun kwa ni ndona ngone vuli very humble student at super grandma ya nakay tukun chukmayo Mrs. Vika sabu nakabale bu Vika uji na nomni sema ta chukmay na veitalanoa and silbana kanikwa sa ba kata na nomu vuli mai and primary school me da na secondary onya vuli mandive
Isang vuli nakabale batara ita aya nungo matanya nungo vuli mana klase 2 kena klase walu a vuli na Vatuanga primary school chukang gorondalan ngori na Univesiti Ni Ceva wale takna zake wana klase 2 klase walu siya sanggili vuli sa super grama o samani lutunung form 6 na 2008 o samani tui vale in between 2008 to 2014, I had, stayed home, had odd jobs in between, Valley. So when the government, when the government actually announced for the free education scheme, for all primary school and high school, ay baka babakawal tatunga onang bakya ni tando ko ngani bulor to na bungong kalila ta sindo bulchi kinaka na bulchi kindergarten kada ko chorto ba sa match na mataklela ile drop the chorto bustal may na kana which was live big the chorto kala those type of going here and there kanda watal nga awa wala ta kambatan yo sember libul matto batan ko takin ngana rosi rakalaka Saka kuruse kala koko kuruse rawa labu chukwe sama ni September 2014 I always try to assess myself at the end of the year ando kalau lamang ko tayo sa rawata na yambaki ko sila kayo ko rawata sila kayo ko yuko na numutu mi ko takabo make sure that next year you do it. I mean, that's era kind of torolo mango. I was, trying to self-actualize it.
Sasandin. Ala ko tunong vaka sa na bika kaya nanum satu boli bal. Baleta na rono dol kawalu, rondol kadion. Dota kana ngono balawia bibi on nembak. Nanomu tusar tungai bale, taka tunga na taka rawa na kautalita kana mutukunea. O vaka wele baleta ni ro taka chiko tabat kina. Aba madal taki roma do tabat kina. Taka chiko biota, taka chiko biona.
Okay. Oh, nunggu nase bulu coba, nunggu ta leng to kana rusa bulu na 28th of February this year. Leng kino nunggu torang tumbu nunggu ta tour guide tunga mai non bulu to doko. Tour guide lakak no tela. So na curu rotong goya, I dedicated it to him. He was the main inspiration behind it. Orto nunggu na na marami tileu. Kaya took Tina tunga. So now, before we used to know it as Tina, but now she has reached a position whereby she's now known as an office assistant for a NGO company for I think so over 20 years now. Sebenarnya vuli matua Dr. Mirna na colleague sona Chikuveo even na luvemo chikuveo nangasi o kita leva into kita salengan tangi achin kaba saleng tangan kongkasi viau o yang montong dua kongkasi viau leptek isun chikmai misalan tangi tatrabaya lewa nasi okoya by profession sudanes tarap koleng kaya tangi kena montong do kena bao ya I had no vision, I had no mission in life, no purpose, to get what I have today. Nakita rundo talent tekronangase pada karusa rawat that I'm trying to have it but not to say that it was a bad thing for me, but then I have to self-actualize that if mom and dad are talking about the elder two ones, I can also make a name for myself. So the mature program was a eye opener for me, and I made sure that wilikin na mo merawat.
Sabi na kung nakawala na ita na biba kong giti, nagrerea ni Rocho Corto ng Kasibiko o ni ngonitong dua roni bos talaga na buku kima nang ngonitong do talaga nita ketulevi tu na vitadini so ngona bakadolo kami biket na bakwelele ni takila ni orto ng kasna biket to sarata kadaka ndona lang kono stabango ngir nga bitua orto na buki yawe don di na bikabina ko se maya ni bakay siya tunindo na inakin no mumbula wakaw dirutu baka nang ganin bulu se baka kanita na kani bos takia
Iya, sa rawa mana koroi, ito na po sa tukunonganin ko na matagal yung rehearsal. Yan na po sa tabuto ko o sa bakatang o sa tukunolomang ko, and I thought about it 3 years ago. Tunggu sa gimatin niya ba KUSP. O tukunolomang ko, kaya karosarawa-taron lang kasi na koroi, hotel Rawata. So, I totally forgot. Vaka until I reached the final stage. Tali rehearsal sarang sangi lutu may musingan yung sagi mani. It took me back again to this is what I told myself to do to reach where I am today.
Sa Totoka baka otisa rimba kana nane mo nita
merci ni vola tiba bola ni
isa bola binaka merci ni binaka bale bona biba ka ungeti ve Sikeli na buku ni nona Sasaga baka vuli tali ni darongoda nita ni do biba ka ungeti kim do baka bitadin Ando dina na ka usibia bikenda ba ko bitavini and the biba ko ngeti kata kuno mokwa ke rawi raw nangase merto rawata na to kuroi da bana bun na signo kin bi ko ni ngwan ni morawata talanga biba ko ngeti dina oni sa ta buta chikumian na mato program yang oleh mayo seriana susu na maramanira elang bagsawati asa may talanoa kin vanila membaleto na program ko ni mato program may na nambo secondary school tukun man may weekend naitan na tapos hanggang ungeti kemuni moni nole nambo
na 2014 as the kuti kongas na duwe ngane kongas tunto dile ko chuko na le kindergarten awre dan ko friend kiro se vulva tsarme kitchen 2011 ko vulva tsarme FNU se dorno to ke news pia vul se verte ko mai mai ko talmatua neta te ko mana vuli mana FNU ada ka Steve Catherine commercial cookery au toa mikin au sintar ni bau tia sara au lakmena ba wele klakan dangon tuntu so nunga wul mi FNU and dona ala kiro kala sibat kiro same same class aga no mer cosa o visi chukongo mer ke baka sar chungo bola talingu ka dabu chungo mani bas ni nambua o ya wa dabu chungo bas ni sama bola mkit salos tali vale ori ko sar mani basi o ka ka mer yukala ko vi chasa ka sar ko ni ko ala ko chukle vuli o cha ka sar ko ngona bas kel kana bas ni sama bola bas ni nambua claro dona bas kan ihan sa nambua okay dava na namba iya vitar tanga dava na namba so le sara mo ko na na telefoni au grito ko sar ni kala ko te kako ni kala ko chukle vuli akka sar vuli vi o mo le vuli dona kasanga claro bater ngona ya ini ta ko se vuli me grama is double next column me grama do se dangon se bulu chiko turangan ita o tertangan rangau ilki kuno ngoi do ka ko ya ke baka kim sing ko ta ni le bul na matua kla to stereotype to make fun of the matua program da se ngona ya kla ge ngona kim do baka da ul matua kim do mando attack but back to the story o ronga ni le bul matua da sara singa kasar bina ngona na bul matua awle tawle tumand yo na temuan samber sa oge tik buci sa karu ni masa ucung di Februari sa yang telni through sa out you won't be accepted so what I did Nita was I had to ask her if she could ask tala turangan ni kantabu o masta kim kwa kos korni cuc nambakia bulbulak masta kim Osata names are coming up now in my head. I'm just saying hello to them.
Totoka sargan, don't know Totoka sargan. But Luvi rawa mingo.
If they might watch it later, at least I've mentioned the name. So sorry by showing it. They've played a huge role. Nungudlung se vule, mina nakanda kata. So vule mina lakaya kakoyuk sa te kumbertu, patana enroll teki unga. Muna sa lakchona free education. O sa tukun ni sa vul sarya enroll teki una vuli wala kanda kani I think so almost term 2 usa term 2 mili term 3 kakako mesa so mina durdur ni mato because bala tani tada kena bun mesa so min bala tani na matintu klanga matintu manawalu kina bana kaloko na lakalaka biar matintu biar kas di vuli sen klan matintu na that time after 4 and whatever you do, so there's no overtime or there's no double time. So, but nindo da kana mera afternoon tea nang di vuli, because they need a break in between because they'll take another 3-hour classes in the evening. So after that, I made sure that I enrolled at the Laucala. I must say now that na vuli matua Yeah, kabinak is a good thing, but it also has its drawbacks. Particularly in terms of you're trying to achieve things, but you're taking things lightly. Yeah.
Right.
So I think so data for the first 2 years, I was just taking the motor program lightly. Yeah. Kla na nonda mindset na kiwi tigo kaya kayo kung dambi varua, dambi bandua, it's okay. Kaya dambi varua, that's okay. Kaya katulog yung dambi chukla sa kalasa. You know, there's a stigma type me
Right.
the way people look at you, their perspective towards you, kana boss sa yazramika. Look to the cover chico. What are you still doing? You know, if you're not smart enough, you won't make it. Sarot na sky sangay. Klamay valley, I must say now, you know, at home, I got it from home, but you know, it was tough love. I had to endure it. Kaya kasi ang back when I was Sotava, throughout those 3 years, I wouldn't be where I am today. So, you know, I wabu na nakalo ni Solivio na yalo ni, you know, going through those obstacles, you know, to have a thick skin, but you know, put my differences aside. You know, attending the Matua program, this evening class program, it was an eye opener. You might think that, you know, we're all adults, but I tell you, when we mean competition-wise, it's competition-wise. We have like different-minded people, and you know, you know, Nambo is always looked down upon, upon everyone. Nambo is always looked down. But nung sa libulia, sa nga matinembaki luto, karinembaki luto, karinembaki kla inita ayos kla kaya our last way. I lied about my mark. I mean, this is me being realistic here, you know, pouring out everything, all the information, because you know, someone out there might feel in the same position as I was in. I was taking a good time of past. Okay, nung sa click ng dina, class ang gaya mi kana habyad ni Klavostaki, the Gongo. It wasn't easy. Class, I think so. It was the Lord's plan, like I said earlier. Dambeao, Matenembaki, Lutu, Karunembaki, Dambetale, Lutu Tale. Katul Nembaki, asala kau serang mana bor-bora, libu sana. Class, na voz sa laktunga mai vale madala sa voz tak vi con casvelha, au santo voz talotunga. We nung kumpat menusulanti. Class, there was no support, but at the end of the day, class, I get to understand it now. We have to make it. I have to make it. No, it came to a point I had suicidal thoughts. Plus, why am I going through this? Sabi na kami kutang mana total mo kamatakos so me mate me sarutan I had enough. So it's a good thing that I had a friend. Utalale Kardavo, Cassandra Bulvanaka. Sorry, again, Nita. But she was my go-to person. I like to, you know, cry and share what I'm going through on a daily basis with her. She's like my go-to person in Matua. Dalawa sabi ko ni Sandende chung na toso kasi to kaviao Sikeli wasata chico kala chung na kakedi ko wasata chung mengo may muri chicken na kabinak and that you know, you're looking at this long space and the space is just, you know, like it's just a narrow path and it's getting narrower. You can't there's no light at the end of the tunnel. So watch kan buray. Lakala ko chiko. I always talk to her, you know, how's your day? I was like, sa so kana bul kiro sa dambi chuk nga kiro sa veitalanoa. 2 hours, 3 hours.
Narakambimbi amichuko no mitokani, mo se chukina na no rawa na kandendo sa tamo. Nga nako betorong. E na mateni ang baki no mo fomu no. Na rabo sa chumanda na dredre o sa tamo. Se ni sa dotok na mo ng balabu o sa bitok mikit na mo matin penye sa mo sa ramus tok baka no matin no mo pinkaw sa ang goylo stel may vuli. Na dredre rabo sa tamo na mateni ang baki no fomu.
I think so. No, the difficulties that I faced was actually, it wasn't the first year, Rita. It was the 3rd time I repeated. That's when, sorry, Nandrende sa Sotava may naborborani. The rest of difficulties, of all difficulties that I may read. So, I just picked myself up, had someone to talk to and just, be with and, talk about problems on a daily basis. Sabi ko nga nung friend na ko maram kan vaksam tikina kaya ko na diba mati kong gori klay ko na dibi.
So nakabinaka medyo ko nung ditokan.
Iyo, that's the thing we talk about when we talk about life. Nangono sa gay pas kinan ko from 6 na 2016. I finally saw a breakthrough.
Mata nga ni sa ko ni manyo sa pasinong biteron. Bata na maten yang baki o lutu. Karon yang baki o lutu tal. Na tapos ang galak tunong baka sa manyo sa lutu na maten yang baki o likawin na nyo pas. Karon yang baki o lutu tal. Na tapos ang badala ko tunong baka sa.
Nita, sa ko tunong baka sama, probably I am just one of the weak child. Kala nakalumpa kasing sulabyo na wuko ka na kilakam when the Lord didn't give me the brains and that mentality probably to achieve things, because like I said in my interview with Fijuan, it was like a small dream that became a reality. This is me being like one-on-one right now because, a lot of people, their perspective of things, are different. I mean, this is the hard yard, that I've faced, that I've overcome. Think the na chico na nito maram ni ra kono former coordinator litia matia bola mem cosa do você ela ngata que tala cauravou so no gasto vul sar do tukuno me via that I'm wasting taxpayer dollars. These are from teaching professionals ando kuna kana da vul me grama neta do was tala ngota so you calling me, you I can't believe you're telling me that I'm wasting your taxpayer dollars. Remember, sir, I one day will become a taxpayer, and I hope that your generation won't waste my taxpayer dollars too. So to put it in context, sir, I'm gonna investment. This is an investment to my future, which I will give back to your generation. So I had to overcome everything. Kan nakakastaki mo kurvuli, da was taki. Santa tortunga, Santa, we still have to take it. We've been talked about, we've been, cursed about, we've been cursed, and then we've been talked about, people around us, our community, our families. They won't die. But I'm thankful to the Lord that I went through that. I overcame that. On the third time that I said, kaya ko rin marami rango dito Matia, Mrs. Matia, kaat kuno ko ya. Set goals. Vola o vola, set goals. So, Nita, I set my goals. Vola o vola long-term goal, my medium-term goal, and my so short, medium, and long-term goal. So for my short-term goal, I wrote there in 2016 to finish Form 6, to pass year 12. And in year 13, and my medium-term goal is to make sure to each year to finish year 13 and pass to get a scholarship. And my long-term goal was to reach USP, and see what the Lord has plans for me. But all of that was all true. And this namarami no mo tau você no maram matagali go ita quando você olha ngate kiao quando cambia whatever the mouth confess they will receive you can live in Kalougata confess takachu confess takachu you know she was a huge motivator towards my learning experience in macawa and when I did Form 7 and then I passed Form 7 nita I was doing scholarship Semberea of Form 7 de nita
Yeah.
sa out man result nita au sincero ni kan yo pass au sincero yo pass yo I planned everything strategically in go vuli Form 7 so the number subject combinations nita if I tell you now it will sound a bit uh, out of this world
Yeah.
but all I want was just a pass so no go Form 6 going back to Form 6 first 2 years in Form 6 I did accounting economics exclude taking a computer I did home economics Ocha 2014 setor accounting economics 2015 accounting economics juga again I just give the third second try again the third try I was drop tech economics I was tori computer I was a accounting so I managed to get over 200 but in Form 7 they introduced office technology dona subject cowboy nambo yo sa vuli do ni grammar
Anjena. Nararotok ya
So-
sa tandolotok ya
yeah sabi tanto so I saw a space sabi kir miss matia mem acaba mem kir acaba o chile pilot tak bigo na Form 7 if it pilot tak Form 6 Form 7 kako okay nagara na nakalo asa masalah chiko sa asa kasar baka ngayon ko tukuni biao asa do si kasar nga nyaw na living kalo ala tukutan go bi ko mem ela la ko na office technology ona tarra ona pasta ke na subject ke goro salak serum bimbi serum ko salak serum do USP so it all happened so the number subject combination sa form dito when I year 13 was I was adopt accounting because I knew that it would not work. So I was a na home economics, I was a na computer, I was a na English, and I think so the last one I think it was office technology.
Office technology.
So OT, home economics, na English, what again? There was OT. Let me just think again. So office technology, na English, na home economics, what?
Computer.
Yeah. So Dabeca kaya salah ko taman ng sa form I think so at the end, nearly at the end of term 2 going to term 3, I was at na 2017 na Fiji Bureau of Stats na census ayun ayo apply sa tungayani set for the requirement that they needed the aptitude test that for it I made it through wali manarang one paper that I was part of the census team I went for training after training after the first week of training so they'll be choosing 5 census supervisors from the whole team and I was one of the 5 sa Sunday sa kasi matin to na wait there so I didn't want to go back to school but I'll do it next year yo Miss Matia every time I come to school what's your verdict ko vultal si sen you've been like on the worst of the worst but klar he also allows her to klar it's more like it's spinning you right there this is it you want it or no so kalau tulungan mo yan because I don't want to see you go away the salah sina ko sang message ta kiyo mai on my Facebook sagot ko mo ko biao Sikeli, do not waste this year. You have worked so hard for 3 years. Sa form vitungango, sinkla wala vinge pasi. Non pasangor salak sarang USP. Come back and finish what you started. Taging bita ko papertanya, abin sorry, makabiti na ba saya? Siya nindo itumbera mana ng matambo, mamebul na ambua, mamebul na matua. Kala vilu tuta ka na ba saya? So I made up my mind. Asa malikir-kir verto na, I think she was the principal statistician or Marida coach so nakanya housing population housing density the Fitch Bureau stat. So malikir-kir ko ka auran daka vuli. If I can and back then sa unsa chori bitaron niya. Dalakan curu sa Sulemana na dalakan abuti curu sa Sulemana no examiner's report, a marking scheme, the question paper, to see how to answer the question. So I, made my work. I had to work my way through it. Dabeca from 7 years out Manamaka. I was gone for a friend's wedding. I didn't know that the results were out. Nasingkla talaga ya sa post talaga may mismatch ya. Kasi sabi ko na congratulations.
Wow.
So for a student that didn't even place in 200, from 7, first time was what 197 or 176 out of 400. So I might do the program again. I'll just do the program again. I'll just do it for next year. So on Dabeca from Victoria, sa outman na kigumakan 253. Wow. 253 out of 400.
400.
Yo, luto chuka na English. English Dabeca na 48.
Right.
And Dabeca na 48.
And you need to pass your English, eh?
I need to pass English. To pass English. So what I did was I had to I went to the USP marketing team that was in FNPF Plaza. I went to ask them that, I got this mark, I failed in English, can I do a degree program? But they said no. Sorry, you cannot do your degree right then, you have to do bridging. So I asked how much was for bridging. They said I think it was almost $500, something like that. Nah, you couldn't sell 500 something when I'm go bridging. I'm okay. Luxury on the Ministry of Education, it's during my with an recount remark.
Right.
Na paisas lit kumuna kura social kinesa. Luxury na mother Christmas, eh? After Christmas, got the result for the recount. No change. Yes. And I told them, I've also paid for my remark. I got a 48 in English. All I needed was just 2 marks to make the borderline and to get a scholarship and also to get into a degree program in USP. Di kaya lebih di Kalougata, kada we lose so to sa katuranga. After pasta ka English, I'll get over this. All I need is just 2 marks. Yes. Ya zaman na mother ni Nuya, sa utin na mother ni Nuya. Lakay na ministry, or zaman doon go OGX grammar. Oh, kaya ko, hey, ko rin check ta kamera ng ko rin na sabi ko, naka nung kanima ni remark. Okay yo, sana check ta. Laksar ko check ta kamay, and then she bought, the brown envelope that has the result in it. So, sorry, I mean, this is me. I like to, act it out.
Então dramatic mando sa programa kay Matua.
Corona, naka ba ito sa tugot serviao. Ano kasi pasi sa Corona manda. Just see it. A government and education official, telling me just see it. In my head, that's an automatically fail. That is an automatic fail. When you're trying to push for something, yeah? But just baka may sa dalawa na envelope. Nung sa flip na kawango, just the ray of the sun that is hitting on the paper, I can see whatever is written on the envelope.
Good.
Sebenarnya di slip on the wall, saya return it $52. Oh, now no marau. I was a hug the keep thank you so much. I was a class, I give something. Nah, I got a scholarship. I was a pastor for English. I got a scholarship. So I went the following week, got all the documentations that I needed. But na TSLB, na ngonaya, kim sila kanikina. Everything is all paper. Nothing yet to be electronic. Like what is it now?
Good.
We just have to upload everything. So Allah kaya di binaka went to USP Planeta. There's this thing. I always have to. Now I want to say back again when I used to be in Matua. Every time when a bus stops at the bus, they could those big billboards of USP, and seeing the brand, USP. I always ask myself, will I ever reach in this university? Will I ever walk the gates in this university? Claro, do I to whining diva moment. I was in that bus. I was one of those whining diva moments.
So whining diva neta.
Trying to get into the university, but no logic reason. That time I got the confirmation na Nangumaka. I placed the top 10 for a person who never placed it from 7. I think I was 7th out of the whole lot. Now. Top 7, top 10. I was 7th place. The day I got the confirmation from USP, I had to have a moment to myself. I was thanking but more than congratulations, Mr. Sikeli Ravuvu. Your dina has been approved. You can now study this program, Bachelor of Commerce. So I kind of cried a bit. And then I opened my office technology book. I think it was office technology English book. All the books I read, all my short term, long term, and medium term and long term goals. Then I finally saw that there was one more that was left to cross off, and I crossed that off. And then I wrote down, "Still not over," meaning that when I went to USP, I set a new goals again. Making sure to go over year 1, year 2, year 3. It wasn't easy. So what I did was going to USP. I was ashamed of sharing the macawa program because people will look at me differently. Balatani nawanda wuli making in high school to get into USP. It's always a 250. 250, and I passed with English and all the marks. You get into USP, you have to sit on 250. If you back then, there was a requirement back when I was doing my time in high school in 2008. And if you don't pass 250, you have to do your foundation or bridging. I didn't want all of that because my parents they're getting old, and I knew that they couldn't pay for those fees. Those how many thousands of fees they could pay for it. So the only way for me was to get a scholarship.
Wada manangana non ro sa rongo da ro ni sa sulung scholarship nita da manda ro ka tauna.
Rosa, my mom, she's a type that is always straightforward with me. Sarao gori ko sa riba wale singindo kito ibuki ko todo sa rada ka wulven kada ka sa chik mi ko rawata. That was sometimes kind of supportive, not supportive. Sometimes they think that someone in the daylight, vuli. Kana bully kana noodles, nuguranda was thinking kana noodles.
Bunchi biscuit.
Kana noodle. How does that kind of noodle? I can't help it. You're starting in the middle of you're staying up in school at night. That's the only food you can, especially when you're on a budget. That's the only food you can eat. Like you eat something hot and it's soupy. That's the only one. That's the only food we all have to dig into.
Yes.
So, so I made sure that as my USP, I made good friends with the current reigning hibiscus king, Manasa Tavara, Vola Manasa. Uh, first time I met him, I knew he was a very influential person. Neta, klani da bui buli mana form 7, gandala kamay from high school to university. That traditional phase is the most important phase. Eh? Ni that my high school we tend to write 250 word essays. Eh? At my university now you got 1,000, 1,005, 1,200, 800 words, and you do not know where to get the information from or how to disseminate one particular sentence into other subtopics to actually cater for your the, the proximity of the essay. Yeah. So I thank this friend of mine and Eparama Wavu Warua from Fiji News for uh, for assisting me. These two here are my two good friends, and all the other friends in USP, you know yourselves.
Yes.
I made sure to make friends with the second year and third year students, so that
Wow.
whatever, if anything I don't understand, I can ask them.
Right.
Can you help me in this? So this these two were like my two good friends that always motivate me. Yeah? And sometimes we always have grog sessions in school or in whichever we go to, we like to have dialogue sessions. Talk about what do you think of this? Are you for it or are you against it? Just to see some pointers we get from there, we can note it down. Oh, that person's on the right person. Talking about schoolwork. Yeah. Um, along the line, along with USP, nagu tolu, nagu matanya baki, karuni semester, I flopped 3 units. Literally, I flopped 3 units. That day was a self-actualization moment. I told myself,
Yeah.
this is it.
Tolu
You're
ya
going to
ngora le
fail.
soli le buya ni tolu tu
Tolu, probably I was happy for the fact that I was working in Fiji election back then. I only pre-polling teams are to
Right.
and spending those 2 units, it made me realize that you don't want this to be like your journey should not end here. You need to
Yeah, sa.
pursue onwards. So there's some lectures in school. I'm in a school of tourism. School of tourism, we
Yeah.
have some lectures in school of tourism that that understand the struggle that we students face. Particularly Hafil Herder, who is the well-known designer. Vola Happy. I got to wear his design during my graduation. We have Ella Benyon, na marami Naitasiri, may Bau, Bola Ella. They're our go-to persons in school. Sotava and dredre, like to go to them. We like to talk to them about anything. They like to help us out.
Yeah, sa.
I'm the type of person that I run to the lecturers. I don't wait an email. Even though it's not even the consultation hour connecting on the particular day, I'm knocking on the door.
Wala ko na.
I'm that type.
Totoka saranga ya daraka da talanga kami da vuli da bikim ni warong chiku mai ni bulan binak totoka din na veitalanoa ke Naitasiri bidna kai wasia chungo bir na ngwan vuli na Univesiti Ni Ceva so la kabinak saranga ngwana nandai lala ding takabinaka na nomu lala mer lala era waunge tiko ken karoya na nomu ngwali bir na gas ni vuli totoka din na nomu dole tuk katumba era sate ka bu mera kilame na gas ni vuli ni Sikeli Ravuvu na taro.
I have a lot of questions for them. I don't understand. I think I will ask them out. Ma'am, I don't understand this. Or if I'm running late for an assignment because if there are other assignments that are due on the same, deadlines. They're making deadlines there. I had to ensure that everything correlates with what I'm trying to do. And if I particularly say, can I submit it on, let's say today is Monday, I will submit it on Wednesday. I have to meet the deadline on Wednesday.
Yes.
So A shout out to all my lecturers: Don Gibson, Karishma, vola Il Sepedimata Tolu, Marika, vola Steve Pratt, Dr. Movono in New Zealand, vola. These are all the tourism lecturers that have taught me and have taken me under their wing. It's a wonderful experience. I mean, tourism. One ago it was affected during COVID, but we'll get up again and we'll it will pick up again, and it's such a lovely industry to work in.
Go vambulu chikumengo ela Benyan, vinaka Bakalevu ela, tung chikumengo ko yes, they have an open door policy. If we are in the offices, we are there to serve our students. That's really good. Maru taka Bakalevu na kau ni wasia mengore Sikeli, gondo na kangwe vuli kina na be lecturers, na professors to have that open door policy. Na babu na vera na ngwane vuli me bakatike muni ka kuni rere. Ganda na kau lomalenga ta kaseta bo sararo vi kumo ngaleane mo laki tauri. Wakataba na kena sa na nomu sa boleh mayong gondi sarawat na nomu kurui. May na nomu na dredre o Sotava may na tolu na lesonia o lutukina. O ang ganda beta tale mo pasikina?
Ang ganda beta tale o pasikina. This is particular unit. I always like to tell my friends or students to keep the view. I say, if there's a question that the tauri what was your hardest unit that you know that you wouldn't do well in, but it was a surprise you passed. On the kind of U200 and ethical governance. There was a Sasaga in ethics. I mean, I love the stuff. I love the unit, but to me it was the most challenging unit. It required a lot of detailed attention and understanding a bit of law and politics coming to place. I've never. That's the only C that I've got in the unit, and I was so happy to see a C. I actually cried over that C. Class we want A's and B's to hit on that grade par because you know that okay your GPA will be at a good position. So I made sure that I followed through. If there's a particular unit that I won't, I know that I won't be good in. I'll always go back to my Kai Ella Benyan, and I always consult with the Ella. Is this unit? Is it part of my core unit or is it part of my elective? Can you please clarify with me? Because she does that. She clarifies with me. Oh no, that's just an elective. You can choose another unit.
Wow.
So
yes,
and some of my friends might face the same problem, and I'll tell them, okay, just go see Ella. Ella will then tell you what to do.
Recommendation
yeah, I have to because we are lost in the university. We are lost. It's such a big university, and we're always lost in it. If you do not go out of your way to ask your lecturers and your tutors, or even emailing them, they won't help you. They would know from the top of their head that I'm the type that I like to ask a lot of you ask a lot of stupid questions. I always tell them there's no stupid question.
Dina saranga kadira tarna kavinaka niko tar talaga iran nagas ni bulla professor na kila nangoningo is a very inquisitive student and he wants to know more saranga ndora kaya untuk retal mentangan ngonong gobeo nungas ni buli untuk kila binak saranga ngon rando taro saya ngona watching ng klasi kira morning can I meet you after this erna matagal mo ba untuk tali tikira ini rabaya ni rabina kata mertar iya au sarabata ko na musarto ribola o bakombombo o teo nga ito nalablinga le bo dakaba vamadal takamadamay na ngono sa tombale da kina mo sa kalimay na damuni wasya matami bikke mami na tuba kita bo sa tabuto na tigin ngona ya
Nita, before that I have never got any prize in my entire primary secondary school education. I've never got to wear a garland. that day was a special day for me because that's the first time in my 31 year of existing in this world to wear a garland. Wakando wakame kirol takatal na salsal. Like we always like we always see on those friends that are smart, that are the first place to my club kanta reviran do salsal we always want to wear salsal. But we can't wear salsal because there's no occasion for it. So every year the Google USP I'll do a graduation choir. All my friends in USP will know this. I will run after someone I know, and I'll try and wear the graduation gown. But the one on the gown, yeah, I felt the respect, I felt the hard work towards the person that gave me the gown, and I sort of like told myself that if they can do it, I can also do it. So I'm sort of going back because in 20 I think it was 2019, sa na COVID. I graduate donungu friend manamato Naomi. Bul dollar kivina Naomi. Kada kalian management. I sing go reti kwaya without time sarna. Out time the reason why I cried because she gave me hope that I can also do it. And I was on my 200 level. I get technician 200 level. Nakala tuno ko via it was advice she told me was gangi chico, tosa chico, sabla kanuchi, sabla kanuchi, gangi chico. So when she said that to me, I looked at her and I told her that, man, you gave me hope. You gave me strength that I can do it too. Now when I was apply for graduation, I was very skeptical. At the time I was applying for graduation, I was very skeptical for the chances that my application might get denied. I might have done the wrong electives, or I've missed out a unit. I would say intern na melodala. I was about to the last 2 units. I would intern melodala for 3 weeks. Lodala Island is where they have the 7-star resort. So I worked there for 3 weeks. And so Chukumeka till Sandamba Chukova, there's like I think so 2 of us. They are gonna rapi, bola rapi, Chuka South Chimingo. Kiro sa final semester student or kena penaliato or sa grade kitchen. So sa Chukumelodala, the bulk staff Melodala, ta out my run grade. E dono go unit anita, I was a cauravou, I was a flop cauravou, and I made sure that the third attempt that I was going to make it has to be it. And I've because so many unit and the MG 101, Introduction to Management. Ada kavana matini ngaona, dono E, ada kavana karuni ngaona, dono D. Asa ka, bita mata unit gordi, sala kamana sama kirkana I'll go back, I'll come back to you again. So I left it. I went up to the 100 level. So I did the unit. I thank my mom for paying for that unit. I thank my friends who helped me out also in the unit. Akisi, Mami, Varona Merchkota, Naitasiri then, and Naitasiri. Andali bank vale wir na ngoni vuli ala adali chiku na ngoni vuli ra irna ngoni vuli namronga so no friend irna ngoni nandi andali bank to wir because it is close by to school mera ngoni vuli mata modern so after all of that, coming now to the present day of graduation, it was an eye-opening experience for me, first time for me to wear a garland. The shirt that I wore was a gift from Hartful Herder. Lecturer, lecturer, Talanoa. I'm a very vocal, inquisitive person in class. He identified me in class, first lecture and tutorial class. And then he told me. Iko vuli may vei, pamagalwango kla, like I said, on the mando takana wasana mat nampo about the Mato program because of the way people might think. So he knew the story. He knew that my story was an empowering story, and then he told me his word of advice to me was keep on going until you reach the end. So every graduation choir, the lang ser, the original na graduates and the which graduation and the most long. Oh, I want to graduate. I want to wear the gown. Like it's hundreds. The going was tough, and to wear the gown was a far, thing. But I knew that if I were to achieve it, the Lord have to be with me. The Lord has to be with me. So I met the right friends, with the right unit. Had support from one of my Tailevu in school, who was the head of MIS. Sikeli Ravuvu Bau Tailevu to everyone. Don't bula kirkeve. I was so happy that I had someone like him who was supporting me. Sometimes financially, most of the time financially. He's just a big heart of gold, and he has a special moment, a special place in my heart. So after all of that, the day I was a gallant singer in Dabeca graduation hall. It was a different experience. I'd like to thank Professor Paul Aluwalia for making us take the initiative for us graduates to have a ceremony. The staff of SAS, everyone that knows that you played a pivotal role in making this graduation ceremony a impossible dream to a possible dream for us graduates 2022. Thank you so much for that from all of us graduates. The time I stood up to work, awar nung kuna changi vali kotak chuma ava optak chuma baka mo bago na tak chuma kuna the chuma kuna awat chuma ka. So like I said, I have never got any prize or anything. I didn't know which hand melilulu, which hand to go and shake, and which hand to receive the certificate. So I was lost. So because people know me that they know my story, that it was covered from USP journalism, from USP journalism. They covered the story. That friend of mine, covered the event, covered my story as a documentary in 2018. And then 2019, Christine Uluwai, who is now working in FBC in Bula Kiri, she covered the event. She covered my story for the breakfast show while she was working in Fiji One. And and Eparamo was just a follow-up from the Moto program to now becoming a graduate. I blacked out, like I didn't know what was happening. So I just took a deep breath and then I just walked. I was on a TV, this huge TV that was on a screen that was on that which hand to shake and which hand to hold the certificate and then you smile while while King Jadi's photographer had to take the shot. So I followed that. The reason why I because we only give respect to the highest let's say person like ratu say but in or whoever that is superior, that is supreme. So I made sure that I had to do that. And when I walked out, the reason why I stretched my hand out, like this. Hey, I made it. I'm the world's greatest. So it was. I met Ella Benin at his hugging booth. All graduates in tourism, please prepare for the hugging booth. And USP marketing team should do that too. I have a hugging booth for just specifically for Ella Benin. Watch ceremony. I was dragged out for interview for Fiji Sun, for Fiji One, for the USP marketing team. So when they said I'm from USP marketing team, I said, okay, since USP has given me this platform, have educated me, had made sure that I had a smooth transition, phase through education. I have to give back. So the word alumni used to be one in the moment talaga, to become a ex-scholar. So I'm thankful to the Lord, and I'm thankful to my family, to the School of Tourism, to the university, to the faculty, to the schools, to all my friends in USP, the mature program. You have made me what I am today, and I'm just so thankful and grateful to my friends and family out there. You all know my best friends. You know yourself, Mili, Tini Lampa, Tawake family. Oh my gosh, the grandma family. Thank you so much. So it has. I've come a long way. Sa wish ko graduation. Kasi ito ko nolomango that I want to graduate again, but in a higher program. Like as a kalakan kamida, I know how sweet and how tasteful graduating is, and I want more.
Woohoo! Kasarga sa veteran yan. Now that you've graduated and you are fully employed now in the field of tourism, what next? So what would we be looking out for Sikeli in the next couple of years in front of us?
Probably do my postgraduate, or in other countries they might call it honors. Might do my masters. But first and foremost, I need to pay back my student loans back to the government, and I would like to work, as I mentioned in my first interview, with Eparanoa Varua from when he was still in USP journalism. I want to work in piano, and also I mentioned it to Christiana Uluwai, because I job to the FPC, that I want to work in a cruise liner. That was my main motivator also. When I was a tour guide in 2017, tobal may tumbasana TV to job to a cruise ship. I then I asked them, I was me bigger inclusive ka ando tartawali lembola, o kim do job to na manga, tigil kayo. Kim do buli maybe, kim do buli overseas, and then they said, "Kim do buli nga may USP." Class. That just made me want to go to USP was the only way.
Totoka sarangara kasi ang nataro ona siya ni kilana be kara sa taboira na nomitoka ni sarabaya ni Sotavira. Totoka din limo nakanda buli de be kem ni neta na nomu siya ni do manduan na taro o bagilala ding ta kabina kana nomilala sarangay tiko ira na be tokon en nomu sasanga tiko mai hindi na niyo sa tabo sa mole me bakawat kun chukmia ni somanda nga ber nangas ni mo sartu rubi ko mai sartu kun Sikeli na bultal nila boda kabati sa balu sila mo mai. What would you like to tell them now? Ni sa toro no mukoroy na singa na bitin sing sauti. Be ira be kara lomo rote kemunitu. Na tambe ko ni wasya ber.
If I were to give them one advice, when the sharpest words want to cut you down, just believe in the Lord, and thank you so much for whatever you've said. I've forgiven you all. And I hope you guys see this you'll be uplifted and motivated. Thank you so much for whatever you have. The bad times. I can't say the bad times you guys all given towards me. As I was such kimuni, nakalungan Raichiko. That's all later, but apart from it now, I want to just make a quick shout out to the Vatu Waliwalis, Salote, Williame. Thank you so much for supporting me. Nakorosule. Neta, this degree is dedicated to everyone, like I mentioned in my interview with PG1, who wants to aspire a dream. I'm the person just like you. I'm the real. So the word impossible, the kadang possibly met my number ya mas masivesi the word impossible, it simply means I am possible. If you were to separate the word. So, kaya nakakita na nakabutsulungo nakalo me yuta kenda chiko me nandong galo na vuli. Particularly youth. I want youth out there to see, what the Nampua program, the Matua program has done. It's a life-changing program. You could do dredre. This is the only program for you, which I'm always a proud advocate. I'm always telling youth out there, they think they might take it lightly, but because they want to go on a free education,
Yes.
So kimina sasa chimengo na tchinga. O se singra tano vuli, o se dating na. Sayang na dating go it's not in the Lord's plan. There's a purpose for you in this world. Make sure I hope the person will identify and feel that feeling of tenacity in them, to go out and fulfill that dream. Lawyer, whatever you want, whatever career you want, you just have to put the hard yards. You just have to put in the hard work, believe in yourself, and then the Lord above will then just work with you and work wonders. Nita, as an average student, who would have thought that I would graduate with a bachelor degree? So, thank you so much to everyone. Thank you, Nita, for giving me this platform. Nita.
Totoka makauti. Viva kung gitindina na mo biyo sa inikua. Dala ka na lelebu ni wekandara siya mo tiko mingo na bese biti bise burbura. Bitan ko arapa kang bulusar chiko may Ngilandi. Bitan ko arapa kang bulusar chiko may Amerika. Lebu taler nang kay sarapan ng veitalanoa ni wotingo. Koli siya wang bumbuli pinakanita. To siya mo chiko may serene.
Bola sa lama bimis meo. Dr. Litya Sawambo, regards to the kids, thank you so much. Bulakai.
Totoka na nagdala ka na lebu ni non rawa ka vini pinakatikumay na vevekane tarira pa kalebu may baka dito ko na ay sor tugoy bale sara sobek sarba lubeni be ako na marama talangar tibal sa kasaro tunga ko sa tibal lubing garabitu, but you may have had a dream before you had your children, where na tu volleyball. You can take the program at Matua, program at Nambua. Bakango ni bartek binakango Sikeli Ravuvu sa baka natakanggo ng programungo kato sa veitalanoa talaga kisarian na susu serang talaga barong tumingo nakabali butaw arnayandra
Arnayandra. Just like I told you, Nita, she is the head that starts all of this, and I am the has proven that that my dreams did come true. But who would have thought that education will be easy? Life motto is by Nelson Mandela, which he said that education is the most powerful weapon that can change the world. So I believe in that quote. I left it in me, and I said, Lord, I like to do this. So thank you so much, Saran. So don't pull up for Violet Morris or the Morris family, Violet Michelle. Thank you so much for your support, my friend, or the Morris family from Ra. So pull up to Arnayan. Thank you so much for the Morris family in Australia. I'm sorry, there's a lot of people to thank, but it's an amazing feeling,
what klani may tinin na veitalanoa ni ko taritak sarang lakat ko nang kasni bulia na impossible, and was saya to ko na pula to I'm possible. I am possible. Nagarito ko na biba kaya lang kata kini bika may wasiabi kima minikuan ita suletalendo na cauravou do Talanoa unge Bike mami na warong tiko ni kua. So bike mami sana bibi lomo rotu na tosoi ni vuli. Se tosoi beka ni taka se na nona tatandra. Do talanga ka ki mami vuli de bike mni na nomuni volati ko na nomuni goals. Short term goal, mid term goal, and your long term goal. Sandun din na bika binako wasi bike mami ni kua. Meka kunyaro ngai ka may nambua volay na num goals. Lako USP le volatile na num goals. Goni sa uch tal gono mo tori vola sambat volatile gono num goal. Ni sa tiko tal mo Sasaga mo na takab na mo postgraduate studies but kena no mo master's degree. Isa na ko level na itana piki mami kede na lewa viti na bese burubur ke bakarong tukan di kuwa ke mami vanu ni binaka ni beke ni na num mata bubale au klan ni barong tal ngame gona babi ni binaka bale bikoya and non visu subinaka yen simbarangan meta no sole tal ngona ngona bikem ni bosi bini warong cuk mingona kerto na no mata bubale be merseni na ngani muni ketu ko beka dona posto be da butu ni babi ni binaka berto sakena ngona ko
Isa vamos lá berto bikem da me vale merseni o inosi manusalandi okay over properly life means my entire family the Ravuvu family itu manda kami vale thank you so much, for always helping me financially or whenever I needed anything. You guys are always there for me. Mom's workmates, to everyone that knows me, I dedicate my achievement to you. If you are still in the mature program or you're still still studying in USP, please be certain, be sure that whatever you do, do it at the right time. Have a good strategic plan, and then the Lord will just work its ways. But trust in the Lord; He will be there for you and guide you. Master Tailevu, what I've achieved today is just an investment of a small seed that I have invested and I've planted to now bearing the fruits of those seeds. So thank you so much to everyone, the staff of USP, the cleaners, those working in the dining areas, those librarians. You know who you are. Thank you so much for always having me. To the Sawambo family, Nakorosule, the Morris family, thank you so much. Violet and Damine in Australia. I know I'm forgetting to the Watawaliwali. I know I'm forgetting a lot of people, but this this degree is dedicated to you, and I hope you'll be an inspiration to me when I move forward with my studies. Nakorosule for having me to share my story and my journey through this platform. I hope you get more viewers and more followers, as you're doing a good job, and you're actually identifying whichever genre of 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 life in terms of how to get people motivated. Nita, thank you so much, Dr. T. You have your platform is a life-changing platform. So thank you, and also not forgetting the first landing staff. You might have little small dreams like me, but you can also achieve it too. But thank you so much for Mr. James Dunn, or Jim Dunn. Thank you so much for employing me when my dad passed away. Just a few days I came for an interview. Thank you so much to Mary Fong. Those are the front office, back of house, front of house, the bar area, those waiters, the grounds. I mean, the first landing staff. Thank you so much, and the Laucala staff. With Tailevu, thank you so much. The Tau concierge team, with Tailevu, HR. I dedicate this degree to all of you, and especially to my nieces and my nephew at home. Hopefully, you're inspired in Australia and New Zealand. Hopefully, you're inspired by this story and know that your Momo finally have made it. And I can't wait to take a picture with all of you with the gown. Special shout out to Elno Tumuri. I wore your mom's gown. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to wear to don your mom's gown, even though she passed away. That gown just gave me, it just gave me that urge of honor that I have to honor her. And I worked that I walked to go get my certificate in remembrance of her. So thank you to everyone. If you have lost any loved one, you know, you need to push forward, work hard. Know that the Lord is always there for you. So again, thank you so much to those tuning in. I can see Salam Banu, Salam Bolivanata. So yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Steven. Thank you for reaching out. I was quite surprised when I saw you messaging me on Sunday, and I was like, okay, let's just get this done with. The Mato needed a bigger platform, and I do believe your platform was the only platform that reached out in terms of social media compared to the other TV houses, PG Times and PG One. So thank you so much to everyone. If you feel inspired by my story, thank you so much. I hope you are motivated, inspired, and if you ever aspire a dream, like once I like I'm going to tell you now, dream a big but dream a king size dream. And what people always say, reach for the stars. I like to say, reach for the galaxy. The world is your oyster. Valuable.
Totoka Sasaga. Ready to canto may Naitasiri. Because we can't reach for the stars. We're to Naitasiri reach for the galaxy. Totoka Makawati. Naka mundo nakavalim sara nita Sikeli Ravuvu matataka chukumena korto toko Nakorosule and sana wakaturango Naitasiri vasu I Maumi Bau Tailevu kema mimara wakalevu na wekamu and ambong binakanikuwa kema mivimbi kema mimarao lele wera lulubu lele wera marotaka na no mumebio sini kuwa that nothing is impossible ni chukubi kedara kena yalo que quando estava na dredre luto no bitaronho durtal bari luto tal durtal na levo ngani no luto na levo tal ngani no munduri na turanga ngoi baka dina ni veica na nona luto tiko Sasaga tiko nga metova nga na mata sauti na nona sa metora na nona curu buku na Univesiti Ni Ceva ni Pasifika pe baka ba madal takatiko ko tombale toko ko na siningon sal meloda la bay reda toko ko na mata me University of the South Pacific baka katiko ko baka wenin diva takatu yo no sa sengtan sa orita la wenin diva sa tauri saranga ko na kena mata ni vola go sa dobira na ngoni vuli sa tauri vola mena University Ni Ceva na vale sar neta sa lalam sarten vale bikim do keda na first landing me do na ngona na ngole ni biti galindo na ndor beseni yang gon na lay may nasa sa pakara mo to ko manda neta Kalougata
ni mata vira ka valeu
naka sa Totoka pakauti na veitalanoa bataki neta Sikeli Ravuvu sa Totoka dina na nona VOC bang bulit ko bir keda na nona len takataka na first landing resort mena sa pakara baka bini binakatalanga birto nona ni Laucala resort may the conrobe Totoka pakauti birto nang gas ni vuli bengarabi na matua program may nambua babi ni binakatarchika na nomuni bengarabi wakatalanga kina korni vuli avul mikino koe watuanga primary school kay Suba Grammar School babi ni binakataki na linga ni bisusu linga ni bengarabi may bira ng gas ni vuli talaga na noni tokani bakarong tumini kuha and the wal ganga tikere no nanding tako kwa na serea na namatani diba awa kawale taka lutu vaka tolu na nona fomu sangale rawata na nona vuli lei pasi nona fomu vitu lei recount la nona lesson ni English na lutu 48 sangale recount mi 52 rano na scholarship sa torre bolong totoko pakauti babi ni binaka pakalevu be Sikeli Ravuvu nona sulit tumoko nona ngoni ni kuha menda may veitalanoa sa babi ni binaksara ni wali bikim ni lama ni madongo na vital tsikuno na bulangir na siamatiko mai o professor Wilson Herniko sa katoningan na ni Veitalanoa ang gaibyuda kanya na kena video muni sarawan na ni Veitalanoa kay Professor Wilson Herniko na kukunto na wakanda may ratuma. Binakawalip sa bikim ni na siya mamaya na sinubran ni kuha ang sawa kumwati chukan ni bikim ni Kensara na bunod na bangaw ni siya matikumikina ni Kalougata tiko ni sama naman.